Welcome to this tutorial. Today we're gonna be making a tech house track from scratch. We're gonna make all step by step, very slow tutorial on the first part here. Let's go and make this happen step by step, how to make a tech house track from scratch. First up, open up FL Studio, make the tempo a bit slower. And the first thing I like to do is remove all of these. And here we're gonna make the chords, so I'm gonna open up Nexus. And here we're gonna find the pad. Gonna go back here and we're gonna make the chords so we have a bass ground to make this track. In this tutorial and the video we're not gonna edit so much stuff out of it. I'm gonna try to keep it as long as possible, as this is a beginner tutorial, guys, so all can enjoy for this and enjoy the video, guys. So yeah, here I have just edited some of the last notes because I wanted more mysterious. So here we have the chords, we have our ground. Let's go back to arrangement and drop in these chords. I would actually like to get them longer, double as long, for more epic feeling on the track. So make them 2 bar long. Gonna select them all and make them 2 bars longer. Going back now, and we can now see that the chords have been longer. So here on the chords we have the root notes are F, we have the G sharp, the C sharp and the F sharp, and these are the ground keys and chords for our track. So the first root note is gonna be F, and this is our main key which the track is gonna be in. So this is very important to keep track of, so all of your elements, your drums, can fit in and make this harmony sounds great. So let's copy. So let us copy these ground notes and try to make a bass. We're going to Nexus again. Try to find the bass here. Remove the reverb from it. We don't want a reverb on a bass. Make a new pattern. Paste the chords. Make it a bit more brighter. Go back to our mixer. Remove the limiter from FL Studio, and a good idea actually to save out the project. So now that we have done that, we're gonna make these names. And here we're going to select the base. And we have base around 11, and we have the pad around 1. So now we're gonna do some equalizing to our pad. Make sure it's not fighting against our base. We're gonna lower the volume a bit. And then we're gonna take a listen to the bass and try to mix it. Drag it to our arrangement. It has this clicky pop coming out from the top, so just take care of that with this filter. So now we have a clean bass that's not fighting against the pad, and the pad is not fighting against the bass. So here we go, we have made a very simple opening for our track. Gonna rename the patterns here. And for this style I'm going through here, I would like to have the pad come slowly in on the track and open up about 30 seconds to around 20 seconds. So we're gonna do that now. And also move the bass here. So now we're going back to our pad. Select the equalizer again, click on type, and here we can check out and click on the low pass. Here we're gonna drag it all the way down there. We're gonna create an automation clip for this filter. So now we want the pad to slowly open up further on our track. So we have the slow opener, which I like. And here when this is on the top, this is when the full frequencies are playing into our chords and pad. So if we listen now, there's not more sound, but it's coming up. And here we can see that it's starting to work. So it's going to open up more and more and more and more top, and more mid sounds are coming into the pad because we have made it automation. So now we're going to drop in some of the drums. I'm going to be using my own drums here. This fits very well with any tech house style. It has this ground elements to it, which just sounds like this. We're gonna make them longer. We're gonna place our drums here. So I like to keep everything organized. We have our pad in the beginning, we have a bass here, because we're gonna add more and more sounds. So it's a great thing to keep it organized. This is what I like to do. Here we can just take down some of the controls of the tech house drums. So So now we're gonna save the project again. Here we're gonna try to add more drums now. So we're going on the sample pack, John Christian. Going to find these Brazil vibes. And you can see here it's not fitting with the bar. So we have to right click on this and click fit to tempo. And this original Brazil vibe has the tempo of 128. So we're gonna click this. It's gonna be centralized to our project and template. Like that. It's now fitting to our BPM. And this is how you make all of the drums fit together, because they have to be on the right tempo, all of them. So let's see how it sounds like. Also add this to our mixer. Right click and here we go. And just copy some of the last notes. So here now we have a very groovy start. We're gonna take a look and try to find the kicks. So we're going back to Casimir sample pack, and we have to find a kick in F, because this is the root key. This is the root key. So we're gonna drag this one in. And for the opener, I don't like to have a heavy kick on the start. I like to keep them slow and be more and more filtered in as the track move on. So we're gonna do this also. Just gonna place them on 1, 2, 3, 4 beat. Also, we're gonna be sending this guy to our channel. I like to keep our kicks around here. Open up Equalizer. Be sure to take out some of the high tops we don't like. We only want the lows. We want it very clean and simple. We want it to be a slow opener track. So now it's not popping out. And here's the difference. Because I like to keep it low in the beginning. Now we're gonna add a more punchy kick with the top in it, that's coming together in with the bass, and we're gonna add the main kick as well. And here I'm gonna be using my own kick. It's for my song Welcome to the House. And here we have them. Welcome to house. We're gonna search kick. This kick is very heavy, so it's gonna work, but it's not in the right key. So we have left click on it, click normalize, right click, edit in audio editor, right click on it, regions, go to defect, pitch regions, and here we can see that our kick is starting in G sharp, so we have to make it to a F. So we're gonna count on a keyboard. We have G, sharp F, and then F. So it means that this has to go 3 pitch down, 3 semitones. So here we're gonna do that. Gonna left click again, I'm going to pitch it down 100, 200 and 300. And now it should be in the right key with our track. And this is very, very heavy kick. It has a lot of punch in it and it's working very, very well in clubs, festivals and all that stuff. So let us send these two kicks to our mixer. Gonna select them here, shift click. So here we have the kicks. Gonna right click here on an empty insert, and then we're gonna click road selected channel starting from this track, and here we have the two kicks. Now we're gonna lower them a bit more down, and here's the main one. Now we're gonna make a groove for this kick and have a bus channel, completely take over the control of it, because we want to be organized and simple. Here there's a lot of stuff to learn. There's coming some great tips now. Select the three we want to do it, right click them here, we name this to bus group kick bus, and here we can see now is we play the track. Now we can control all of the kicks. Here we're gonna add a saturator, we're gonna add some plugins to make the kick even more powerful, more punchier in the top and all that good stuff. Gonna bring up the saturator here, going to more plugin, we're gonna select a clipper. Not a lot of guys know this trick, so with this clipper we can punch the kick even more without distorting our track. So we're gonna do this. Gonna punch it here. So now we have added a lot more punch to our kick with this simple trick without making the track distorted. Very, very good tip to know for this tutorial. And kicks, be organized, use the clipper, it will help you so much. So now I feel like it's time to add more drums and make it more tech house vibey. So I'm gonna place down the microphone a bit, and I'm gonna make this hi-hat now. Here we have this hi-hat. This has to be in every single tech house track that's out there. So you can see here, if I place my kick, you can see that the kick is going on 1, 2, 3, 4, and here we have the hi-hat that's going off beat. We have this in the middle, and this will make this sound. So very, very groovy start. Just zoom in and make sure they are on the beat. Gonna lower them a bit in volume. We're gonna add more here. Be sure to check, be sure to change the lows here, so it's not coming in with this. We're also gonna be adding this natural hi-hat, which sounds pretty cool coming from Cashmere Sample Pack. Gonna lower the volume a bit more. Gonna copy them longer out through our track. So now we have added this groovy beat. Remember that people have to have something they have to dance to and listen to every time. Make sure that you have this simple beat up set up for your tech house track. This is very important. So here we have just copied them throughout. Now we're going back to John Christian's sample pack. Here we're gonna add a top loop and some groovy beats. Just make sure this is in the key. And fitting the tempo. So we're gonna copy them and we're gonna copy another layer, a top loop. So I'm just gonna place down the microphone and do that. Simple, just drop it into your DAW, in this case FL Studio, and just make the loop go longer and longer because we want this tech house to be very long track. We don't want it to be 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We want it to be around 6 or even 5 minutes, so people can enjoy the track and they want something to dance to and not a 3-minute tracks. So we want to make this track very long, and the drop is maybe gonna be coming around after 1 minute, I think, but we're gonna do that in part 3 or 4, I think. So let's place down the microphone, and now I'm gonna copy the drums and add more stuff to it. So now we have added these 2 new beats. I feel like we have a lot of beat going on for this moment. I'm gonna save the file. Make sure you also save the project here. So now I feel like we need to balance out the chords, so there's not only drums in our project. So we're gonna add around 2 layers of different pads or a new melody or something. Let's try to add something like that. First up, we're gonna make a new pattern. Place it here. Move it up by holding shift and scroll with your mouse. Copy the chords. Make a new layer. We're gonna open up Xeon for this one. Going on our preset. Also a very great tip for you is also have a library where you can go to with all of your plugins and samples are in there. In this case I have a lot of years just collecting all of these presets, especially for Xeon. Here we're gonna try these sounds. Go to the piano roll, make a new pattern again, paste the notes, select them all, move it a bit more up. There we go. Give this guy also a layer. Here we go. And now we can go to File, and here I have made a lot of presets. So if I click this, bam, we have this new presets and plugins just lined up with the Equalizer, a Kickstarter, a OTT, Overdrive, Compressor, Reverb, and Equalizer again. So to do this, let's say we want to make this one. We have added some P controller, we have added the Equalizer, we have added a sound Equalizer, all this stuff. So when we have added all the stuff, go to File, Save, Mixer, and then just call it what you want, and you guys can remember. And then you have it here. So you can go to File, on the new Insert, and then we have it over here. What is called 3666, something like that. There we go. And we have now added this to our plugins and inserts, so definitely save a lot of times. So just gonna make them normal again here. And yeah, for this deep house kind of plugs we have here, I'm gonna drag them out here. This is the new layer we have been added before, the pluggy vibe. And let me quickly explain what I've done here with these plugins. We obviously have the Equalizer here to take out the lows and added some at the top. We have a Kickstarter, and we don't really need that, delete that. We have OTT, we can give this a lot more compression and multiband compression. This will make the sound more fatter and bigger. Then on the next we have this Overdrive. This will give up a lot of volume to the track and basically distort it a bit. Then we have the compressor, which is working here. Here we can bring up the volume. If we like to do that. Further down we find reverb from Valhalla. We can add more reverb here. And then finally on the last plugin we find the Equalizer. Make sure when you have added this OT3, overdrive, compressor, and especially the reverb, we have to make an equalizer to take out the lows, to have a clean mix and remove the mud. This will make a lot of difference in your track, because we don't want the muddy sounds and we want a clean sound in our mixing. We also don't want the bass in this plug, we want just the top and the mid and a bit of the lows, but not the sub frequencies that's gonna make the track muddy. Now I feel like it's time to add more effects and impacts to make this track sound more better. So we're gonna do that right now. Going to Casmi here. Go down to effects elements. Gonna add a sub drop when the kick and the bass are gonna be played. There we go. Going back here. Go to main. Just drag in the impact again here. Take out the volume a bit. And also make the sky go here. And take out the volume again. So now we have these white noise. We want a huge white noise. We want this riser sound to come in from the beginning and just slowly build up. to our kick and bass when they are hitting. We want this to have a smoother transition between our track. This will make the track sounds much more greater, because now people know there's something about to happen, so we have to build like a bridge between the verses and the drops and everything. So click on, drag it in, go to time all the way up here, and let's see how we can even add one more effect here. We just have to find it under crash. I'm just gonna search it here. Crash transitions. So the first one is really great. It has this nice vibe to it that's just going with the flow. I feel like we can add another drum rhythmic into our track when the bass are hitting, so it has more groovy vibe. You can hear that this also have a kick in it, so we're gonna remove the sub from this. We only have the top and the mid again. Select Equalizer, right click on a type, select high pass. We don't want the sub frequencies, we only want the top and mid a bit on the drums. And just copy it out. Let us listen to what we have done and made. So right now we have found the skeleton of our song. This is gonna be the end of part 1. So be sure to check out part 2 when this is coming out. I will make the part 2 very soon. Yeah, make sure to check out part 2. Hopefully you guys learned something new in this tutorial. We're going very basic beginner for this tutorial. When we are moving on the parts, when we're going to around 5 parts, we are going to be very more advanced. There's a lot of new stuff coming in, so you definitely can learn something about this tutorial. Please consider even subscribing to this channel. And yeah guys, take care. See you guys in the next part, in part 2.